Okay. Okay, now you can start. Start it up, Susila Nair.
Happy evening, dear all. Cheng San Toastmasters Club welcome all distinguished fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests to our meeting. Let's give a virtual applause. First things first, let me introduce myself. My name is Sushila Nair, and I'm your Zoom Sergeant at Arms for this evening. Before I continue, let me share with you our meeting guidelines and other golden rules. Meeting guidelines. Our mission to provide a conducive, supportive, and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Okay, some house rules. Number one, refrain from speaking about religion, sex, and politics. Avoid interjecting the speaker when he or she is delivering a speech or evaluation or report. Avoid unnecessary conversations in chat publicly when someone is speaking. Please mute your microphone except when it's your turn to speak. Know your camera is on. Know when your camera is on and avoid doing any activity that can distract the speaker. General directions for online sessions. 1. Ensure you are logged in with your correct name. Otherwise, it can be challenging for us to recognize. 2. All speakers, role takers, to add the name of your role next to your name. Number 3. All the guests, please add guests before your name. You can click the participants tab to rename yourself. Number 4, let the host and co-host handle all the controls. Number 5, the timer will display green, yellow, and red on the virtual screen at the appropriate time to the role players. Number 6, please raise your hands during the table topics session to speak. Please unmute your mic and start your video when the TMOD asks you to do so. Number 8, at the end of every segment, please cast your ballot when the host displays the polls on the screen. Let me introduce you to the club president of Cheng San Toastmasters Club, DTM Brahmakumar. So, please put your hands together and help me welcome the club president of Cheng San Toastmasters Club, DTM Brahmakumar, for his welcoming address. Over to you, Mr. President.
Sir, you are in mute, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. So that's the first thing that we always do, right? When we start, make sure that we are visible and we are also audible. I would like to check if everyone is here. All speakers, are you here? Is there any speaker missing? I see speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3. You didn't rename yourself. That's why we don't know. Okay, I done it for you. Evaluators, are all of you here? Evaluator
Yes.
1. Okay, all here. Before we start the day, a friend of mine once said that each day when you wake up, write 4 things that you want to do. And make sure you finish the 4 before you go on to the next. We always have distractions, phone calls, WhatsApp, children. If you're working from home, your boss, everyone chasing us for their deadlines. But if we focus on these 4 things and we complete it, then we can move on to the next 4. The same way, some of us are very busy people, globe-trotting Toastmasters, like our Toastmaster of the day, whom I'm going to introduce soon. She travels around the world to different clubs. And in fact, I think today is the second or third meeting over here. After this, I don't know which is the next destination. So we need to manage our time very carefully. And that's how we can do more within a short time. And so therefore, I will introduce you to the Toastmaster of the day. Sometimes when you talk about giants, it's very, very challenging. You don't know where to start. And when I say giants, I'm referring to people who go into action. G for go, I for in, and A into actions. And the N and T is not talking. They are people of action and not just no action and talk. They are the reverse. So you have someone here who is actually running her own company that does teaching to children to equip them with the skills for drama, speech, and so forth. In addition, she is also the division director in Malaysia, which of course means a lot of work. And on top of that, she does a lot of her own personal interviews, things related to the entertainment line, and many more. You can see the timer is very proactive. So without much delay, I shall hand you over to the Toastmaster of the day. If I missed out one or two things about it, don't worry, because in between when I come, I'll continue, because when you have a lot of things to say, it's best to have a interruption in between so that you can give a break to the audience. And with that, I'll invite you to distinguished Toastmaster Rathppriyah Balsan from Malaysia Edutainment Balsan Toastmasters Club. And the other one is Sai Toastmasters Club, is it?
Sai Masters.
Sai Masters Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Hello, Cheng San Toastmasters Club members and to all guests. How are you all feeling today? Okay, come on, let's have some high energy. Can you all just unmute yourself and just say Yahoo? Can we do that?
Yahoo!
Yahoo! That's it. See, we must feel energetic because trust me, in this afternoon, everybody wants like zzz. You might have had your heavy lunch or you're waiting for your tea time, right? So now, according to the theme, first things first. So what comes to your mind actually when you think of this? First things first. To me, it's all about priorities. And thank God the word of the day is also priority. So when I had calls to attend a few meetings, particularly ever since I took up as a division director, I try to favor people, but at the same time, my district director and my co-division directors told me, give priorities, Rathppriyah, you can't be everywhere. True, but at the same time, it's very important for us to think which is first. First things first. So I decided to keep my top priority to definitely to take care of myself. Self-care is very important. Agree with me, everybody? Self-care? Yes. Secondly, family. Third, Toastmasters. My career comes in last. Fourth, why? Because at the moment, I told myself I want to commit and serve more to Toastmasters because I'm in this edutainment line, education and entertainment. So you all know that most of it has been shut down. It's going crazy. So thank God Toastmasters is keeping me alive. Now, let me just call one or two of you here. Yes. Can I please call our Toastmaster Swarnlatha? Can you? Oh, she was like, oh, okay. Can you just share with us what comes to mind? What comes to your mind when I say first things first? Swarnlatha, what's first things first to you, Swarnlatha?
First things to first, for me, I think family comes first thing. So my start of the day, I always plan my schedule for my son, who is the first most priority for me right now. And then it's for my husband and then for myself. That's how I think. I think family in any occasion should be the first pillar of our life. And then we can divide it. Next comes our career. As you said, you can, your self-development, Toastmasters. Yeah, right now for me, it's my family, Toastmasters. I have just taken a sabbatical. So my career is like little bit third. And then it's like what we can give to society.
Great, great. Awesome. I used to do a lot of charity work, like my Michu here. I have my two Toastmaster friends like Susila and I are also Lokesh. So we used to do a lot of charity work. So my mom always come back to me and say, you know, when we have this Go Green thing, we go and pick up rubbish everywhere. And my mom said, have you cleaned up your room? Charity starts at home. Clean your room first, then you can go and pick up rubbish all over the area, whatever you want to do. Thank you very much. One more person, very quick one. Can we have Toastmaster Ravi? Or is it a guest? Are you there?
Oh yeah, hi.
Hi, do you mind turning on your video? It was good to see all of you. Come on, we are on Zoom. It's nice to have some interaction over video. Yes, Toastmaster. Are you a Toastmaster?
No, I just joined today.
Oh, you
He
joined?
just joined today as a member. We have to submit the form to TI.
That's great. So this is the opportunity for you to share with us. First things first, what comes to your mind, Toastmaster Ravi?
Well, I mean, I'm a little other way around with the career. It's a career that comes first for me, because work is worship, number one. Of course, family is also parallelly family is another line. We need to balance both accordingly. So that's my take.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ravi. Come on, don't be so serious. Do I look so serious? Have fun, okay? Toastmaster is a safe space for you, and this is a space where you can enjoy yourself. Now, without further ado, there are a lot of role players who are waiting to share about their roles. Now, let me share with you. In Toastmasters, we have three sections, which is the first one is going to be our prepared speeches. Then we have our table topics, and followed by the evaluation session, which we call in Toastmaster the breakfast for champion. Now, before that, let me introduce the role players for today. We call this, back in Malaysia, we have this kind of term called tag team, TAG. T for timer, A for R counter, G for grammarian. So can I please welcome our timer to share with us your role for today?
Good evening, good afternoon to one and all, Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm the timer of today. I'll keep track of the time that each person takes. As the Bard of Avon, Shakespeare said, 3 hours too early and 1 minute too late. So be on time, and I'm loading it. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen, all the way from India. Wow, we have mixed crowd today, yeah? Malaysia, India, Singapore, and where else not. Now, moving forward, can I please welcome our R counter? Our Toastmaster Lokesh, can you please share your role for today?
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone, depending on where you are. I'm your R counter for today. And the purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a speech filler for anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and etc. I will also listen for sound fillers, including la, even. We all love to use the word la over here in Malaysia and Singapore as well, I believe. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase. Duplicated words and phrases are really common, so do watch out for them. This means, so on and so on. You see, I just made a duplicated word myself without even realizing. So be very cautious of what you say. I will always be watching out. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Rudy.
Wow, that sounds so strict, right? But it's okay. Okay, I hope he's not taking. I think he just jotted that thing down. Okay, see, I knew it. So by the way, Lokesh is from my newly born Toastmasters Club, Blasan Edutainment. So thank you so much for joining us in our Cheng San Toastmasters Club. Moving on, can we please have, I would say, our English teacher of the day, our grammarian, Toastmaster, do I say Lao or Low? Low Chooi Ping. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Over to you.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is priority, which means the fact or condition of being regarded as more important than others. An example of using the word is the safety of the country takes priority over any other matter. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Low Chooi Ping. Now, can we please have, I believe that we have our GE, Brahmakumar, who's also the president. Well, normally what we do as a GE, what does a GE does in the club is to observe the meeting, and then he or she will give out their evaluation, his or her evaluation. So since we have a new Toastmaster, just for the benefits of a new Toastmaster, Ravi, relax, Okay, you can see my eye contact is running out to the left a little bit because I'm having another screen to observe all of you as well. So very quickly, I'll just share with you the background of Toastmasters. Well, Toastmasters was founded by our great Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. The first meeting was held at the YMCA building on 22nd October 1924. Now, why he did that? Well, he saw a bunch of youngsters just wondering what shall I do, and then he decided, let's give them a program, and then it was born Toastmasters to handle or to educate our youngsters in leadership as well as communication skills. Now, moving forward, it was founded in the basement of YMCA Santa Ana, California. So that is where the official Toastmasters Club meeting was held as well. The purpose of Toastmasters to help people learn the arts of speaking, listening, and thinking, and gain personal growth through communications and leadership training. And in Toastmasters, we have 4 important values, which is RISE, RISE, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. So it's very important for us to follow and uphold all these core values. Perhaps, well, I give a lot of priority, grammarian take note, I give a lot of priority to the word, to the value integrity. And you can choose which one comes for you, prioritize that, What is Toastmasters? A non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. The Toastmasters vision is we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. There are quite a number of us all over the world. Now through Zoom, you can just zoom in, zoom out anywhere, any corner of the world. So do use this platform. As our Dr. Ralph Smedley says, we learn best in the moments of Toastmasters. Can you all tell me what is it? We learn best in the moments of, come on, enjoyment. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. So as I told, we have 3 segments. Now let's jump in or dive into these segments. The first speaker, okay, can I just check if Toastmaster, so sorry, my son is making noise. This is another thing when you're online, when you have your 4 kids and your kids. Toastmaster Selvi, she's in already. Toastmaster Selvi. Toastmaster Selvi is from Segamut Toastmasters Club, Malaysia. And she will be presenting her level 3 P1 presentation mastery. Can I please welcome her evaluator to read out the notes to her, the speech objectives. Can I please welcome her evaluator, Toastmaster Joseph Felix from Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, India.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening to all the Toastmasters and distinguished guests and my dear friends of Singapore. My target paper purpose this project is for the member to understand the type of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. About the speech, the member will deliver a well-organized persuasive speech on any topic. The member may choose to appeal to emotions, ethics, or logic in his or her speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech should not be a report on the content of the persuasive speaking project. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph Felix. Now, can you please put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Selvi, and her speech title is Nice. Toastmaster Selvi, nice, nice. Toastmaster Selvi, over to you.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Can you hear me?
You are not audible.
Audible? You are probably have the same belief as I did. Nice is good, kind, compassionate, generosity, and being loved towards others. Being nice is being liked by others, making everything of your journey smooth. The opposite of nice is fear and guilt. I am the most anxious person, guilty and frustrated person. I have difficulty in standing up for myself. I feel obligated to please others, worry about what other people think of me. I couldn't directly ask for what I wanted, freely to say no, as it was the right thing to do, or openly disagreeing with others' opinions, even though they were strong and well developed. In short, I felt trapped in a cage of niceness that prevented me from being me. Being nice doesn't come from out of goodness or high moral. It is a fear of secretly being disloving and burned out over time and further away from ourselves. I passed out on promotion of not being skilled, leadership material, because others were outspoken and bold with their opinions. It happened to me when I had too much of work. I couldn't say no. Those were the times when the owners of the resort were watching what happened to other people who are working in front of them, in front of their own eyes. It was a time I could have easily been promoted, and I didn't take the chance. The junior told me handle the guests in the lobby and made the guests walk out of the resort. I saw it in my own eyes and how he treated my needy assistants. The junior was very rude to her and to the guest. The guest was so frustrated and he walked out from the resort. I realized I shouldn't have sent him. I should have prioritized myself and better as I did in the past. I realized I'm the one who created this cage and kept myself contained, hidden, and separated from others. It was endless hours of fear, self-doubt, and a torment. I used three steps on myself. And you too can do this for yourself. Decide not to be nice. Do not do nice stuff that makes you scared and uncomfortable. Correction. Let me take that back. Do the not so nice stuff that makes you scared and uncomfortable. Work through your internal backlash of guilt, anxiety, doubt, fear afterwards. And continue doing this until you gain power that stop being nice to other people's opinions. Important thing, don't listen to other people's opinions sometimes. Today, I promise myself I will do this speech after going through a lot and lots of YouTubes, blogs. I researched so many books, and I still couldn't find a letter or a word to write for this speech. Fear, doubt, fear gripped me. I couldn't even find one word to write on this speech. But I have to make it through this journey. So no matter how hard it is, I have to do it. I know I must do something uncomfortable and pull through this speech and write it, no matter what and how hard it is. Being nice is a victim mode, sabotaging yourself. And it's not necessary to please others, just to be liked. It's about knowing your space, your boundaries, and bring out the best and true purpose of yourself. Back to you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Selvi. Well, I'm very sure that many of you can actually relate to that. You know why? Just now, earlier today morning was this district council meeting. And guess what? I'm from Division B, and I told everyone, let's biryani. And of course, I had all the abbreviation, the BRIYANI. And guess what was my N? Nice. The least I believe that we can do for anyone at this time of pandemic period, right, is being nice to another person. It doesn't cost you much, correct? And also, the one takeaway or two things that I can take away from Toastmaster Selvi is don't listen to others. And also, please don't listen to others. That's the only thing I can keep on listening, because we can tend to indulge ourselves too much, listening to other people's opinions. And what's your take? Next, let's move on. I can see already the Toastmaster is standing, waiting to roar, I believe. So now let's welcome our second speaker, who's none other than Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar. So Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar has earned quite a number of DTMs. If I'm not mistaken, 3 times, right? DTM Brahmakumar? 3 DTMs, correct? And he's also training students, children, and he runs his own programs, as well as, as he told me, the list goes on, Radhi. So let's listen from the man himself. Now, before I call DTM Brahmakumar, can I please welcome his evaluator, who's none other than Toastmaster Swarnlatha from Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, India, to read out the notes to the speaker. Over to you.
Greetings to fellow Toastmasters. Today, my assigned speaker, DTM Brahmakumar. What a delight. This is the second time I'm getting the opportunity to evaluate him. His pathway is effective coaching. He's attempting level 4 elective, which is like mentoring, improving through positive coaching. And the timer, please note, the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. Let me read out the purpose of his speech. The purpose of the project is for the member to develop and apply skill for coaching a fellow member or a person outside of Toastmasters who can benefit from his or her expertise. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her experience in coaching. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swarnlatha. Now, can I please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, who will be presenting his speech from level 4 elective, effective coaching, improving through positive coaching. Speech title, Planting Seeds. DTM Brahmakumar, Planting Seeds, DTM Brahmakumar. Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember what day it is today? It is
9/11. 9/11.
9/11, September 11. And it was almost 20 years ago that the Twin Towers of America were hit by terrorists. And not only that, the pride of America was shattered. A country that they thought was so powerful, a superpower, had been attacked by a tiny country. Now, what has that got to do with what I'm going to say? Absolutely nothing. It was just to get your attention. I have been a Toastmaster for 20 years. And what I remember 20 years ago, around the time, was that we started the first Tamil Toastmasters Club around that time in Singapore. And that was also the time that I also started my early Toastmaster journey. As I was going on, as I was growing, I realized that I was actually a seed, and there are people who were giving me fertilizer, water, and the right kind of sunshine. And after when a seed sprouts out into a plant and converts itself or transforms itself into a tree, what does it happen? It starts bearing fruit, and the fruit is donated to the human race or animals. Likewise, as I grew over the ages, I realized that I could coach people, facilitate people, teach people, guide people, and show the way. I realized that I had that ability to coach, teach, and groom someone. And though it happened, and so it happened in 2012, that I saw a young man with a lot of potential in Nisuni's Toastmasters Club. He is in fact related to Selvi from Malaysia. From a young Toastmaster who was new to Toastmasters, I could see in him a great talent to teach, a great talent and a potential to be a trainer. Today, he is a district trainer and also a district director. That is one of those people that I have met who has grown far beyond what I am. Then there are others that I came across my journey. Some who were lost, some who knew what they wanted to do. Those who were lost were not sure what they were there for, the Toastmasters. They know they wanted to become better speaker, but for what purpose, they were not sure. The ones who were clear, some of them wanted to be a speaker at a contest and win. So I found a few of them and I guided them. I shared with them whatever knowledge I had. I shared with them videos. I shared with them how other speakers have spoken. I even did a table topic session using the titles given at clubs, areas, and division contests. And it worked. Some of these people that I trained actually won at the club, went on to the area, and a few actually went to the division and they won there. What they said at the end of it was that I learned to be a better speaker. I learned that I can become better than what I am. And the one thing that I really liked about them is that they were very grateful. Thank you for showing the way. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for being my mentor, my coach. But that was not my purpose. My purpose was not to get accolades that I can wear. They were not like badges that I get. They were not for me to boost my ego. It was more of giving back. I used to be a young plant, but today I'm bearing fruit. So it's time for me to give back to society. And that is what I'm doing now. One thing I realized that people are different, like the 5 fingers in our hand. People are different. Some people, unfortunately, are a upturned cup. No matter how much you guide them, no matter how much you coach them, no matter how much you give them ideas which will help them become better, it will not work because they're not ready. As a saying that someone says is that when the student is ready, the guru will be there. When the student is ready, the guru will be there. But some people are just not ready and you can't do much. So I realized that even though we ourselves are very enthusiastic to help someone to become better or the best, sometimes they may not be ready. So when we see such people and we know that they are not ready, move away from them. Wait until they look for you. And so it has happened that different Toastmasters from different countries have approached me to be their mentor, and I am guiding them. I always tell them this one thing: I am just your facilitator. I can see something in you that you can't see. Very often, what I see in people is that they are only able to see weaknesses, they are not able to see their strength. God given or stroke of good luck, I'm not sure, but I can see the talent and every Toastmaster that I come across, even children. And what I do is that I leverage on their strengths. I tell them that this is the area where you're strong. This is what you can do. For example, you have over here Nasneen. She once was hesitant to do a video, but I told her you can do it, and she did it. In short, what I learned from my coaching is that you can always guide people to become better, make sure it is the right person, and give more than what they need so they can become better. Therefore, when we plant seeds, we have to make sure that it is the right soil, that we water it properly, and we give it proper sunshine. With that, I hand you back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Dhinesh Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Well, I believe that you're also nurturing little kids, and they are definitely in a good care, right? In a good care, as well as I believe that all the plant seeds that you are planting will one day blossom very beautifully. Thank you so much, Dhinesh Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Now, can I please welcome our third speaker, who is Toastmaster Eric Choon and Leng Kee. I thought Leng Chai. Okay, Eric Choon. Okay, right. Toastmaster Eric joined Toastmasters for 9 years when he was chartered member at the university back then when he was a student, and invited President Toastmasters John Lau with a number of audience 200. A person enjoy clubbing to meet people. And here he is today, clubbing, and he's going to continue clubbing and serve members across Singapore. Why only Singapore? Come over to Malaysia, go to India, go anywhere you want, right? So Toastmaster Eric will be evaluated by Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar from Thomson Toastmasters Club, Singapore. Can I please welcome Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar to read out the notes to the speaker?
Thanks, distinguished Toastmaster Rathppriyah. So the objectives for the Eric speech would be, firstly, the members to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of the speech is to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes long. All the best.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar. Good to see you back in Singapore this time, not Malaysia. Okay, so Toastmaster Eric Choon will be presenting a speech from Engaging Humor, Level 1, Project Number 2, Evaluation and Feedback. And his speech title is The Power of Why. The Power of Why, Eric Choon. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me? All right, awesome. Thank you. Eric, why? You're so immature. Eric, why? You are so not focusing. And then I start questioning myself. Is that so? Or is that the perception that people are looking at me? And those are the questions that people throw at us. Those are the loved one, the people that I love, especially my mom. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, and fellow guests, first time here in Toastmaster, I bet all of you are asking me, why Eric are sharing all these things are so personal and so relatable to all of you. Reason being, I started off my journey as a so-called a nomad. I went to Taiwan and now I'm in Singapore. As a Toastmaster of the evening has asked me, why not Malaysia? Well, actually I'm born in Malaysia and currently I'm in Singapore right now to explore this 2 years journey. And so here am I to ask all these questions that I have in my mind. A year ago, Kobe Bryant has left. I bet most of you who really idol him. And he's one of my so-called the basketball that I really love having him saying that, why? What is it like to be up there? Ladies and gentlemen, before that, I would like to break down the W, H, and Y. If you're looking from backward, start with the why. And you keep asking questions about why. And that tells me most of us, just one thing, are you willing to accept what you have given? Take for example, my mom asked me, Eric, why you're so immature? So is that telling her that she wanted me to change? Or is that telling her that she supposed to be being acceptance? But from there, I knew that why can turn out to be acceptance or curiosity. Next, and then I move on to H, how? How can I make myself to be more mature? How? Those are things that when we come across a self-development program or either leadership program, and we know that all these questions comes in, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing in Toastmaster? How are you communicating with all your members? And how are you able to relate Toastmaster to your real life? These are the 3 questions I've been carrying on throughout the 9 years journey with Toastmaster, and until today, as a club president, it is a great privilege, but I still carry on because I knew that everyone is so tired about Zoom. Why are we still attending Zoom meeting? When are we going to have face-to-face meeting? When? I bet all of us asking, why are we still in a Zoom meeting? But when I ask again, why not? We take a phone and dial up and talk to the members. Hey, hello, this is Toastmaster Eric. Yeah, actually, I'm just curious, what are your goals? Why did you join Toastmaster in the first place? So those are the actually conversation I brought out and get to know the people around the club. And I just realized Toastmaster is not just a Toastmaster. It's a platform for us to get to know about people. Then I move on to the first W. It can be anything, ladies and gentlemen. It can be what, it can be when, it can be why. And to answer the power of question of why, it may not needed to stick to the why, because I bet most of you will be asking yourself, why you are speaking here today? Some people will tell me, why this club president asked me to speak? Why this boss asked me to do this thing I don't like? These are the things that showing us, are we being acceptance? Or we should have show out our curiosity, just like my favorite Kobe Bryant. What is it like to be up there? What is it like to hold up the championship? And what is it like? Those are the vision that he has in his mind. And it tells me a lot how we, like what the Toastmaster of evening have mentioned, how we can enjoy our moment. That is those things that he really enjoy. And I realize, what is it like to be connected to each of the Toastmaster member, including all of you here? And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to summarize my question. Why? How? What? When? Why Toastmaster? Back to you.
Kring, 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 kring. Toastmaster Eric, still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, still here. Hello.
Hello. Well, I am
Thank-
still in Toastmasters and I just started a new club. Why? Because I enjoy being a Toastmaster. That's it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eric,
Thank
for
you.
the eye-opening speech. Now, moving forward, we're going to welcome our timer to give her timer's report, and then we will go on for the voting. Toastmaster Nazneen, can you please read out the timer's report for us?
Yes, good evening. My first priority is to time all of us. The Sergeant of Arms took 4 minutes, 20 seconds, 01 milliseconds. The club president, DTM Brahmakumar, took 2 minutes, 50 seconds, 01 milliseconds. Toastmaster of the day took 7 minutes, 50 seconds, and 01 milliseconds. Word of the day was
You are muted.
Toastmaster of the day took to introduce the speakers 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 01 milliseconds. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Selvi, took 5 minutes, 42 seconds, 02 milliseconds. DTM Brahmakumar took 7 minutes, 29 seconds, 01 milliseconds. Toastmaster Eric Choon took 5 minutes, 19 seconds, 20 milliseconds. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. I think I need to import her to my club or to my clubs. Come on, I've never heard any timer mentioning the milliseconds. And there she is telling us the milliseconds. Why? Time is so precious. So people, let's move on to the next one. Next session for us will be photo taking. Yes, by our distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Now everybody adjust yourselves, your hair, and put up your brightest smile that you can give. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, to do the honors. Oh, we are all in a classroom now. I use this my drama class. Okay. You're muted, Toastmaster Brahmakumar.
Let me just move the students a bit here and there.
Okay. Who is the naughty student? Must sit in front. Okay.
Oh, Eric, you look like a giant, man. I'll bring him in front.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's my phone camera.
There's somebody here who's invisible. I don't know who it is. Okay, everyone.
Is it? Wow.
Okay, put on your best smile. When I say A and then E, that's when I'll do the photo taking, okay? So for me, I can only use one finger because I'm taking the photo, right? So let me just button up. Okay, look in front and A, E. Okay, I took one. Let me just put and see whether it's okay. Okay, just hold on. Let's change the background a bit. We'll try another one.
She's bringing us to many places. Since we are all in Zoom, so let's explore a little bit.
How's this? Oh.
This looks very serious. It's okay. Should be good. All of your lecture theatre, please listen carefully. Yeah. Okay.
Yoga Lakshmi, can you turn on your video if you can?
Yes, sir. Just a second, sir.
Okay.
I'm not visible.
The wrong side. You should be looking in front.
There's one speaker not visible. Who's that person? I think it's Dhinesh. Oh no, Dhinesh is up there. Someone...
I think you have to switch off your virtual background. Switch off your virtual background. Otherwise, your face can't be seen.
I think
Swarnlatha can't see your face.
Yeah, I think. Yep. Sir, can we?
I am a guest. Do I also need to be?
Yes. You are most welcome to be together with us.
Yeah.
1 second. I'll take out my virtual background.
I was wondering, was it you staring at us? But actually, it's a virtual background. Okay.
I am not seen in the group.
I'm trying to remove my virtual background, but it doesn't. It is grayed out.
Virtual background that is blocking some people. Because what I
I think my picture should work today because virtual background, if I remove, I'm not visible at all.
Yes,
Maybe you can come nearer to the camera.
Yes is blocking. Word yes is blocking.
Okay.
Oh, good day. What's happening there? Okay. Okay, now we can see you. Thank you, thank you. And Eric, are you walking? Is it, Eric? You seem to be the one walking around. I thought you were in space or what? Okay, guys,
I don't see myself.
A and E. Good.
All right. So I need to unmask. I have to mask myself right now.
All right, all right. Okay, got it, got it.
Okay.
Nice.
Are we done?
Later we'll take one more fun shot after all the stress is over. After we've completed all our speeches and evaluation, all that, then we're more relaxed.
No stress, no stress.
Okay, Toastmaster of the day, I'll take away the screen. Otherwise, you cannot see the name of the speakers. All right, we are back.
Okay. So I can see that our keynote speaker has put up a love for all of us and he is ready. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Elangovan. Now we have a special session today, which is a keynote speech by Toastmaster Elangovan from Resonance Toastmasters Club, India. He's a student of agricultural sciences, a former banker, currently trainer at Manipal Academy of Banking, Bangalore. Support clients, understand wealth creation and management. Life purpose, help youth achieve their true potential. A budding Toastmaster, current president of Resonance Toastmasters Club D92. He is also the first runner-up in the Tall Tales contest at division level. Now, can we put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Elangovan with his title, Learn Like a Jungle Tiger. Learn like a jungle tiger. Over to you, Toastmaster Elangovan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I loud and clear?
Very loud and you're roaring.
Wow. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Before we begin, let me bring on this guy. He's called Rogers, one of the eminent psychologists, educationists of the 20th century. And he is of the view that, yes, you are not really educated if you have not learned how to learn and change. Mind the words. Very powerful one. You are not really educated if you do not know how to learn and to change. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters and guests. It all began for me when I visited a zoo and me and my 5-year-old son was standing right in front of this cage and he asked me a silly question. Oh, is that real, Dad? I said, yes, boy, that's a real tiger. He asked me a silly question. I thought it was silly at that time, of course. Who feeds this tiger? And then he followed with another question. Where does this tiger learn anything from? He did not wait to get answers from me and went on questioning one after the other. But that kind of made me think on this topic of learning. Let me explain you at what I came upon. But before that, we'll have to meet my friend. Yes, just a second. Zooey. Zooey is a tiger which lives in the zoo in a cage. You can see that. This guy has a lovely life, easy life. Every day he gets to eat fresh tiger dinner, tiger breakfast, tiger lunch, and cool water to drink. No worries at all. And he also has a veterinary doctor meeting him once in a while to take care of his health. The scores that he has got is this: an easy score, safety score. He had an easy score, safe life, no struggle at all. He did not struggle for anything. Yeah, in fact, he even learned how to give poses when people were taking selfies with him. On the other hand, meet the other guy, the jungly tiger who lives deep in the forest. He has or she has not only to take care of herself, but also her 4 little cubs. It's a hard life for her. She has to go and hunt every night and every day. And it's a dangerous place, the jungle out there. She doesn't have a choice. She can't go and tell her cubs, hey guys, mama is tired today. It has become kind of boring every day, the hunting, the chasing. I'm not in the mood. Why don't you guys just have cool water and maybe you can watch the Netflix? Yeah, I got a great subscription for you guys. That's not a choice for Jungli. As a result, look at her scores. Her scores are like really tough. Easy? No. Safe? No. Amount of struggle? Maximum struggle. Now, let me pause for a minute and reach out to you guys and ask you, what do you think are the chances of Zui surviving in a jungle? Go ahead, please. I want your responses on the chat, or you can also unmute and speak. What are the chances of this Zui surviving in the jungle?
Very low. First of all, she will not know the instinct of hunting. Because
thank you, Toastmasters Swarnlatha. So what is your conclusion? She may not know how to survive. So what is the conclusion? The chances of survival are?
Very less. Low, very low.
Poor.
Less.
Absolutely. I knew that you guys are really intelligent. I knew that. Superb. It may not survive for long. Why? Why indeed? Because of this aspect. Because we have already seen the scores of Zui versus scores of Jungli. Right? Poor life, easy life for Zui. No, as a completely safe life, no struggle. As a result, that translates into number of challenges faced, very less. Skills learned, even lesser. And survival potential, very, very less. I hope you can see that. On the other hand, look at Jungli. She has a very tough life. So because of that, she had to face lots and lots of challenges, day in and day out. And as a result, she learned all the critical skills, which enhances her survival potential. We all know that for a tiger, it's not the zoo, rather it is the jungle out there that is where the tiger will thrive. It's not the zoo. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
It's not the zoo that is good for the survival of the tiger, it's rather the jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that you know now that I am not talking about just the tiger. This doesn't hold good for the tiger alone. We as human beings are also living a life similar to that of a tiger. The zoo actually represents the zone of comfort and The jungle really represents the zone of learning. Yes, yes, of course. It's beyond the zone of comfort that you actually learn. It's beyond this comfort zone that you learn, not alone to learn, but also to live the life of your dreams. Not just think of that, not dream of that, but really live the life of your dreams, achieve success, and go beyond your needs, self-actualization. All of us know this. What then stops you and me from moving out of this zone of comfort into the zone of learning? What stops you and me? Mind you, it's not your fault nor my fault. Yes. When you were born with no skills. Every skill that you have, every knowledge that you have, you acquired by a process of repetition. Failing, learning, failing, learning, failing, and then finally one day you become a master of that. Each and every skill for that matter. But when you were born, in order to keep you protected, in order to safeguard your interests, they told us stories. They told us certain things not to do so that we remain safe. A safety net was created, and unfortunately, as we grew up, we started holding on to the safety net, the same net that kept you safe. Alas, unfortunately, has kept most of us in a prison kind of a thing. And that a wall, we have built a wall around us. The wall may be very thick at some places, thin at certain places. It may be tall, it may be short. For some of you, it may be very thin, but others, it may be very strong. This wall consists of mainly two critical things, two powerful things, which we always discuss even in Toastmasters. Stories. The stories is what makes the wall, and fear is what keeps you within the confines of this wall, the zone of comfort. Stories, yes. Stories of inadequacy. Hey, you are a girl, you can't do that. We are poor, man. You cannot become, or you can't even dream to be a rich person. We are slaves. We can never be leaders. So on and so forth. Yes. When I, as a young person, actually, I wanted to be like this person, some sort of a Superman. Unfortunately, when I was young, I fell down and into a well. And for most part of my life, as a boy, I was kind of fearful of going and playing in the ground. Lots of stories were told about my inadequacy. I cannot do that. I cannot do this. But finally, when I was in my 10th standard, nearly 10 years of this accident, I came second in my 1,500 meters running race in my school days. A new story was told to me by myself and my friends. From that day onwards, I changed to a certain degree. The person I was actually couldn't become fully, although because of the stories that bound me within a confine and the fear that actually pulled my legs. I never became a person I wanted to be, although I evolved from the earlier person to a better person of myself, a better version of myself. stories are really powerful because they give you a boundary, they give a concept. Some of the stories that actually limit your beliefs. After some time, when you start buying into the stories, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You try to do something,
did we lose the tiger?
Toastmaster, yeah. I thought my connection went off. Okay. Okay, let's wait for the tiger for a while.
He's lost in the jungle.
I've actually texted personally to Toastmaster Dhinesh, Toastmaster Swarnlatha, and Toastmaster Joseph, requesting for your brief intro. If not, I'll just describe you all as how I can see you all on screen. If that's okay with you.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you. They've actually put it in the Google Drive. Maybe you're not able to access the Google Drive. I will send to you one by one.
Is in the Google Drive, huh? Because my phone, okay. Can you just resend that link to me? Okay. Okay, is our Toastmaster Elangovan coming back? I can't see him here. DTM Brahmakumar, would you like to give him a call and check, or shall I do so?
I'll call him.
Okay, meanwhile, waiting for Toastmaster Elangovan to come back.
You can ask the. You can proceed. You can.
Yeah. So we already. Shall we proceed with table topics due to time constraint? Shall we proceed with table topics first? TM Brahmakumar. Okay, he has applauded for that. Okay, so now let's move on to the next segment. See, this is what happens when we are in online, right? Technology is not as kind as we can see. Okay, I can see our table topic master is already ready. 1 second. So table topic session is one of my favorite sessions because we get to express ourselves, not by just having time to prepare, but you have to think of that, right? You have to think on your feet and just indulge in whatever topic we have. So, okay, we already have our keynote speaker.
Hello.
Yes. Okay, sir. Would you like to continue?
Yeah. Can you just tell me where I left off myself? Sorry. What was the thing that you heard about me last?
Okay. I was jotting down some points, but I totally got cut off with that. Anyone can recall where did he
where stories are really powerful
and how we are confined.
Fears that confine us within the walls. Like we are poor, we cannot dream of things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really sorry for the interruption. Yeah. Stories are really powerful. Stories have something that can elevate you or can even pull you down. Some of the stories have limiting beliefs that actually stops you from thinking beyond your imagination as well. That's a problem with the stories. Once you start believing in the story, it itself becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then it becomes a cycle beyond which you're never able to come out. It's very, very dangerous to buy into certain things. And the next one is that really holds you bound within the confines is fear. Fear is good actually. But the approach to fear, the way we approach fear, that's the problem we have. Fear is the one that keeps you safe. That has been there throughout your eons of evolution. That has kept you safe, that have made you survive. But the way we approach fear, in a negative way. Hey, I don't want to do that. People will laugh at me. People will make fun of me. I cannot do that. I don't want to face the shame. That's the problem with the approach. The right approach would be not to become fearless. You cannot get out of fear, my dear friends. It's always there till from your birth to the death. The only thing that you can change the approach. It doesn't make a big difference. Even if I fail, you will have to actually, you know that as a child, none of us started walking on the first day of life. We started crawling. After some time, we started to try to walk. We fell down, not just once, twice, thrice, many, many times. And every time your parents encourage you to come on, get up and keep walking. You did that. Did you not do that? And you saw all other human beings walking on 2 feet. There was evidence, there was visual evidence to prove that you can do that. Kept on doing, and you kept on doing even before the muscles developed. And one day you started walking. Same thing goes for any other skill, be it public speaking or doing mathematics or being a great leader. Anything is a skill actually, and every skill can be learned. If you can speak, if you can laugh, if you can talk, if you can walk, if you can dance, if you can do anything, you can also do any other thing. Only thing is that you will have to keep on doing it again and again and again and again. You'll have to walk through your fears repeatedly. That's the only way. And that's where we in Toastmasters help you do that. We provide you a safe environment where you go out there, you make a fool of yourself. We never care. We keep on encouraging you. Come again next week. Come again next week. Come again next week. Maybe in 1 year, you become a great speaker. The thing for us to do is actually spend more time in the jungle as much as we can. As much as we can. The jungle moments, that's where we have to embrace them. Look at this poet, Guillaume Apollinaire says, come to the edge. He said, we can't, we are afraid. They responded, come to the edge. He said, we can't, we will fail. They responded, come to the edge. He said, and they came. And he pushed them. And they flew. Sometimes you may be pushed into certain situations. But rather than being pushed, it would be better if you can really take on flight. Either way, you are going to be the winner. My dear friends, it's not that we are the only people. There have been lots of others who have gone before us. You can see them here. But I kept an empty box. I ask you among the audience, who wants to fill your photograph in that empty box? The choice is yours. Either you walk towards your fear or you run away from them. Choice is yours. Decide now. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Elangovan. Yes, who wants to be in the box? Now, can we please give him a round of applause once again? Well, you had someone that I adore very much, who is Oprah Winfrey for sure. So now, it's time for us to move on to our table topic session. Okay. Table topic master, are you ready?
Yes. Okay.
I can, Zoom master, can I have the privilege to request the timer to be pinned for this session? Because when she suddenly shares screen, I'm afraid that, we lose track of the speaker. Is it fine with you, Zoom master? Can we pin the timer together?
Yes.
Okay, so now I shall pass the control to our table topic master, who is Toastmaster Shawn Kwee from Jurong Town, Singapore. And Toastmaster Shawn Kwee has told that he is a new baby in Toastmasters Club. He's just 1-year-old baby, learned to crawl already, still crawling. His favorite quote is learning by experiencing. So let's welcome our table topic master, Shawn Kwee. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Let me share my screen first. Now, after listening to the great motivating speech from Elangovan, I decided to have a motivating table topics as well, because it allows us to learn like a jungle tiger. So can we have the first tiger, the first volunteer, the first tiger? Anyone? Okay, in that case, let me nominate. Yeah, can we have Toastmaster who is here? Let me see.
Let me take the plunge.
Okay, the first tiger.
If you don't mind, if you don't mind.
Sure. Can you choose a number?
Number
from
3?
1 to 10? Number 3.
Yeah.
Sure. So your title will be Forget What Hurt You, but you never forget what it taught you.
Can you just
It's
repeat
all
it once
yours.
again?
Forget what hurt you, but never forget what it taught you.
Amazing. Amazing. I will never forget what my 11th standard physics and chemistry teacher taught me. I was a puny boy, very short in stature, and I always got to sit right in front of the class. But I was a lazy boy, and sometimes, or rather many times, I started to sleep in the class right when he started teaching. Oh. But you know what? The best teachers always look at the bottom of the class, the far end of the class. They never used to mind those fellows who were sitting in front. So I used to sleep off. One day, he saw me sleeping from the back of the class, and he took a piece of chalk piece and threw it right on my head. I woke up with this thing, and I looked at him. Hey, you fellow sitting there and sleeping? Sorry, sir. I was studying all along. All night I studied. Because of that, I slept off in the class. Okay. Then he asked me to stand up. I stood up, and there, right behind my head, he pointed out to the place where a chalk piece had hit my head. Black hair, a white spot. And he pointed across and said, hello, this is what scintillation means. What, sir? Scintillation. If you hit, a metal is hit by a point of light, it will create a simple point of, at the point of this thing, it will create a spot. That doesn't happen in a wave. I remember that even today. It's not.
Okay, I think we
Table
lost him.
topic master.
You can proceed.
Hi, Toastmaster Elangovan. Although we missed a little bit the last part of your speech, but then it was a very nice sharing. Now, let's proceed to the next table topic. Can I have Toastmaster Lokesh to do the second one?
1 second, I'm not able to share my screen for the timing. So,
Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing.
thank you.
Ron, just for your note, the guest Mamata and guest Yoga Lakshmi have raised their hand also, so maybe you can call them later.
Okay, so let's have Mamata after Toastmaster Lokesh. Yeah. So Toastmaster Lokesh, will you pick up a number from 1 to 10, except number 3?
All right. How about number 5?
Number 5, sure. Let me share my screen. After that, I will unshare so that you can pin the timer.
Okay.
Number 5. Number 5 will be if airplane didn't work. Alphabet has 25 more letters. Over to you, Toastmaster Lokesh.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. If a plan doesn't work, there's always 25 more alphabets, isn't there? We have our alphabet, we all remember, this is in the English language, of course, A to Z. That's 26 letters in total. Let's say you have a certain scenario you would like to tackle upon, but you realize you only have one plan. What happens if one plan, that one and only plan which you have, goes awry? What happens if everything falls sideways? This is important because you always need to have a plan B. But what if plan B goes wrong? Plan C steps in. One of the biggest things which I've learned in my life experiences, I'm a pretty young guy, I don't have a lot of experiences, let's be honest, but it's always to have as many possible plans as you can. Prepare for the best case scenarios and the worst case scenarios. You might never know what's truly going to hit you. Always be cautious. Remember this, plan A might work, but what if plan B, what if plan A does not work? You might be very confident in your first plan. Your priority plan might totally work. It might have the best executions, the best features, and every possible thing you can imagine. But if something goes sideways, you're always going to need a plan B to execute it. That's all from me. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lokesh. Totally agree with you. We should have more plans. Instead of plan A, we should have plan B, plan C, plan D, as much as we can as a backup step. Now, next, let's have our guest, Mamata, for the third table topic. And after that, we will proceed to our guest, Yoga Lasmi. Yeah, Mamata, could you choose number 1 to 10, except number 3 and number 5?
I'll go for number 9.
Sorry, could you choose a number?
I'll go for number 9.
Oh, number 9. Sure. Number 9, let me share my screen. Your topic will be work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Over to you, Mamata.
Thank you for that question. Very much related to what I am doing and I believe in. As I feel and based on what I've experienced in life and that considering the phase I am in as of now, it is always a good approach to work for the cause. And the second one just follows. You don't have to work for applause. When you work for the cause, applause follows. I had spent few years in my corporate life until I realized this. And unfortunately, this was something I realized by myself. I would have been happy if by chance I had a mentor or somebody who had guided me on this. Maybe my path of career in the corporate life would have been in a different milestone as such. So it is always important to know what you're responsible for and what you need to do and what is the outcome of what your efforts have been put into. So when you analyze the end point of what is the cause, and if you aim on achieving that, there are always people who are benefited by what you do. And, if it has really touched them, if it has really helped them, applause just follows. You don't even have to ask for it. What I feel is never have the applause or expecting people to be impressed by what you do. Just concentrate on your cause. And I would like to take a cue to the previous question that was mentioned. I'm a firm believer of plan A. Make a thorough 100% attempt and concentrate and plan everything so meticulously that you will not even need a plan B in place. And here again, I wish to say plan B is not required to be planned. When you're executing your plan A so meticulously and so nicely, in case you come up with a small glitch, your plan B evolves by itself. You will find ways to solve it. You don't have to plan for it. So these are the two things which I believe in life. And I always want to stick to the cause, not for applause. And I always want to stick to plan A and not wait for any other plans to fall in place to feel back. I mean, I feel if you have another plan already in mind, you will not concentrate well on plan A. You will think, oh, if I fall short of something over there, you will always look for there's another something coming by and there are people going to help me like that. So I will stick to work for the cause with full 100% dedication and achieve it at one go. Thank you. That's my viewpoint. Back to you, Toastmaster DTM.
Thank you very much, Mamata. Yes, it's very important to stick to our plan, and we don't just do something for the sake of doing, for the sake of applauding and getting some applause from the other people. Now, let's get to our guest, Yoga Lasmi. Could you choose a number 1 to 10, except number 3, number 5, and number 9?
Okay, I go with 7.
You will go with 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Number 7 will be. Number 7 will be, life is short, smile while you still have teeth. Over to you.
Okay, so life is very short, yes. I'm 37 years old and I can't believe, really, am I that old? But years have just passed away, just like this. So today I feel that I would have done like this or I would have done like that. But anyway, the time which has gone once is never going to return back. So what we should do is we should live the present. We should enjoy the present. We should love our life. We should enjoy our life. And after all, we have only one life. I don't know what I'm going to be born in my next Janma. Am I going to be human or am I going to be somebody else? But this life is just a gift from God, and I would say that every one of us should enjoy it to our fullest, and we should serve something to the community. Yes, that is that. But to our satisfaction, we should love our life. We should take care of the family. And the thing is, when there is happiness, when you think about yourself and you do for yourself and your family, everything falls into place and you tend to enjoy your life, every moment of life. And instead of worrying about future, yes, we should plan for future, but instead of thinking about the past and worrying about the future, I would say just live the present. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much. So live the present, be happy, and always smile. That will be some sort like the happiness in our life. Next, I saw Mr. Elia is raising his hand. We would like to take a table topic. You have a choice of number 1, number 2, number 4, number 6, number 8, and number 10.
Okay, I take number 10.
Number 10, sure. Number 10 will be number 10. Oh, it's a long story. A young mosquito returned to his mother. How was your flight, dear? Asked the mother. It was a great, Mom. Everyone clapped for me. From this story, could you share about your own version of the story? Over to you, Elia.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. So what I understand from this topic is when everyone is saying, when everyone is trying to swat you or trying to kill you, right? You look at it from the other point of view. You look at it in a positive point of view that they are actually clapping and they're actually cheering you on. So this can be clearly explained if you go for a football match and clearly you are the person that everyone is booing or telling to get off the pitch and basically to stop playing. If you can then visualize that they are actually cheering you on and they are actually asking you to go more, and then you perform, in the end, the boos will become claps and you would have turned adverse situation into the next success story. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever there is adversity, whenever there is challenges, it is in the human nature to rise above it. It is an opportunity presented. You can either be consumed by it or you can overcome it. And if you overcome it, then the claps are definitely stronger and the applause is more worthy of recognition. So in our everyday life, we always face difficult situations, difficult challenges. Sometimes in our workplace, the bosses may say, you have done this wrongly. And when they say that you have done it wrongly, automatically your colleagues will rally around the boss and also say that what you have done is not correct. At this point of time, you will feel down. You will feel demotivated. You will feel depressed. You will feel like the whole world is against you. Do you then accept the fact that the world is against you and you have made or you have done a cardinal sin? Or look at the problem, analyze the problem, and try and find a solution to the problem, such that your boss is impressed that you were able to come up with a solution that is beyond his expectation. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you will get the applause of your boss. And when your boss applauds you for what you have done well, your colleagues will applaud you as well. And when that happens, the next promotion is for you. We have to work hard in today's world. We cannot depend on others to give us that support, that encouragement, so that we go step by step and move up. We have to find the inner motivation within ourselves to motivate ourselves to perform beyond our wildest expectations. If we beat our own expectations, then the claps and applause are there for us. With that, I end my speech. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much. That is totally right. When there's a problem, we should not get sad. We should just focus on what we are doing. Then at the point of the time, we can turn the station and turn the boo into the yeah. So with this, I will end the table topic due to time constraint. I'll pass back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master Shawn Kwee. Now, can we all please put up another round of applause to our Table Topic Master for excellent topics? And he really caught everyone with the last topic, right? Suddenly a story came in. Okay, so without further ado, can we please have the timers report? And
Time
then,
is
timers
the essence of every meeting. So without further ado, the Table Topics Master was within time. Actually, Toastmaster Lokesh spoke for 1 minute 10 seconds, 02 milliseconds. Toastmaster Mamta spoke for 1 minute 58 seconds, 0 milliseconds. Toastmaster Yogalakshmi 1 minute 0 seconds, 0 milliseconds. Toastmaster Narasingham 2 minutes 2 seconds, 0.1 millisecond. And the Table Topic Master was within the 15 minutes allotted. Thank you, and over to you, to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. Now, we believe that the Zoom Master, also your DTM Brahmakumar, has created a code to be scanned. Can we have the display image to vote for the best speaker as well, best project speaker, as well as for the best table topic speaker?
For table topic speaker, they can send to me. For best speaker, they can look at this. Hold on.
Okay. So this is for best speaker and evaluator. Okay, got it. So everyone, please
Let me
scan.
know if you have any problem with the QR code or the. This is only for the best speaker. For the best speaker.
It's only for the members or even the guests?
Everyone. Everyone can vote.
It's put up in the chat.
Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, can you just put the link in the chat so everyone can just click on it?
How to vote in the mobile, please?
So if just say, so Toastmasters, let me just check if they can put in the chat, then you all just need to click the link. Yeah, so just click the link, and if you request for a code, just put out. The moment you click, it already goes to the best speaker already, and you all can submit. Okay, so while you are doing for the best speaker, we also have for the best evaluator, which we'll be doing it later. For best table topic speaker, it will be grateful if you all can actually send your vote for the best table topic speaker directly to DTM Brahmakumar Zoom chat. Yes, and the list of name is coming, the name is coming up. We had Lokesh. We had Elia, to Mr. Elia. We had Miss Yogalakshmi. And also, did I miss anyone else? Yeah, Elia Tambi. Elangovan. Okay, so there are 5 of them. Please send the name which you think gave the best for the best table topic speaker. Yeah. Do not send to all, everyone. You must go and find for Brahmakumar and then you send over there. Okay, so let's not waste time more, because you know why? The next segment is one of the most important segment in Toastmasters, because it's the evaluation segment. And in Toastmasters, we call this as a breakfast for a champion. So now I would like to invite the timer to just display the timing. The evaluation session will be taking 3 minutes. So green light will be displayed at 2nd minute, at 2 minutes, amber at 2.5 minutes, the timer there? Is she flashing the lights? Okay.
I'm there. It's
Yeah.
2 minutes and 2.5 minutes and 3 minutes.
Correct. 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Thank
you so much. So now, without further ado, let's welcome our first speech evaluator, who's none other than Toastmaster Joseph Felix from Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, India. And I managed to get a quick chat with him earlier. It seems like he's a very friendly person. And the evaluator, Toastmaster Selvi, let's hear it out from your speech evaluator. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. You are very excellent in describing me. So, Toastmaster Selvi, her speech on the title Nice, she has made so much of emotional gestures, hand gestures, but not the body gestures, throughout her speech. That is very lovely, I would say. It's a good speech, good attempt. She also given her personal opinion that she felt difficulty being nice to others, and even people fear to accept being nice to others. So openly she agrees with other opinion. Being nice is the fear which should not be actually, but she felt that some people are having it. And she has also pointed out how people are outspoken about the opinion of the others. But it is not necessary, also she said, to please others, being nice to her. Overall, she had a very good idea or spoken about the people being nice or those people who are fearing to be nice. My humble opinion to her is we should have had a quote before speaking, or at least introduce a metaphor during the speech. And also, your eye contact to the audience depends on, even though you're sitting, your body movement will show you that the audience is comfortable with you. Your only challenge is to improve good delivery, because I failed, or I missed, I would say, your vocal variety. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph. Now moving forward to our second speech evaluator, who's none other than Toastmaster Swarnlatha from Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, India. She's a chemical engineer and she's passionate about self-development and aspiring parenting coach and confidence coach. Her favorite quote is, "You are enough." So it sounds like telling me, done with me. Now let's welcome Toastmaster Swarnlatha to give out her speech evaluation to Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Over to you.
Greetings to fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, your speech reminded me of a quote. A good coach can change the game, but a great coach can change a life. Three things stood out for me in your speech. First, a scintillating storytelling. Wow, what a unique way to grab our attention and flawlessly take us through with your story. That is the mark of a great speaker who can take us where we are as an audience to where you want us to reach out. That was really outstanding. The second thing was elegant speech structure. You had a chronology in your storytelling, how you became a Toastmaster, when you started a Tamil club, and how you started coaching, and how you found various effects. In that, the usage of anecdote, where you said the 5 fingers are not firm, it is very easy way for our audience to understand how different people, although we are ready to train them, how they react to the same situation. That was really outstanding. The third thing that really stood out great for me was the empowering message that you gave in your speech. Whatever takeaway, the one of the anecdote that you used, we human as a plant use the sunlight, use the water, use the soil, but have the fruits. Are we ready to give fruits to others? That was a great takeaway for me. Yes, am I here only to eat all the fruits that I bear, or am I ready to give few fruits back to the society from where I am taking to grow myself? That I wanted to commend you for such a beautiful message delivered in such a scintillating story. Any speech can be taken from a great level to a greater and to the another level. So I have two recommendations for you. The first recommendation is speaker of your caliber can use various voice modulation. When you were explaining how you taught your trainers or your trainees from one stage to other, if you could have introduced a small voice modulation to quote, "Sir, I became an effective public speaker. Thank you very much." If that could have been there, it would have been more related. And the other one is usage of stage. You could have divided your stage into three parts, or with your hand gestures, you could have said, like, when I opened my first Tamil club, when I trained my first coach, and when I trained. So in this way, it would have been easy transition for people to follow you. Anyway, when I thought of evaluating you, I have taken your title, Last Seed. You have already planted a seed. Seed of scintillating. S stands for scintillating storytelling. E for elegant speech structure. E for empowering message. And what? Did you say D? What a dedicated coach you are. And I believe coaching is an unlocking a person's potential to maximize their growth. What about you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day?
That was something I unexpected. Suddenly she just asked me something. But yes, as you were sharing your speech evaluation, just one thing came to my mind, which was, can I please have a slice of your wisdom fruit? Fruit of wisdom? Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Swarnlatha. Moving on to our third evaluator, who is Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar from Thomson Toastmasters Club, Singapore. So he told that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So can you please welcome Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar to evaluate his speaker, Toastmaster Eric. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Rathppriyah. A very good evening to one and all, especially to you, Eric. The power of why. So why am I here today? To evaluate your speech. I'm here to give you feedback as well as to point out the good points of your speech. And today I'll be evaluating your speech using the acronym ERIC, E-R-I-C. So E, that is for engagement. So your title right at the onset, The Power of Why. It's a title which I'm pretty sure captured the attention of many of us, including myself. And it got us interested right from the start. And your role play scenario, you started off with a role play scenario, and that also too, was something which was very engaging. It definitely got me thinking and listening to you. And also I liked how you did your speech standing up, and you also use hand gestures along the way. And of course, that also helps to break down the barrier with the audience, especially in a virtual setting. Just a suggestion to engage with the audience better would be to have eye contact, because one thing I noticed during your speech was that at times your eyes moved from side to side, and it's very hard to follow and can be sometimes distracting. So that's maybe something you might want to consider for your next speech. So engagement, that's E. Next, R, that is roadmap of your speech. So your speech, you use the acronym Y, and then you explain what each of the letters stood for. And I think it might have been a good idea if you were to, right from the onset, explain what each letter stood for, because I think you tried to do it along the way. And for me personally, I got a bit lost as to what each letter stood for. I understand that you explained that for what W, for example, you can use, it's not just why, but it also involves asking other kind of questions such as what, when, why. And for H also, you explain what it meant. But I felt that if you were to explain right from the start, okay, firstly, I'm going to be speaking about what W stands for, secondly, H, and thirdly, Y. That is a very nice roadmap, and you would be able to, you would enable the audience to appreciate you better at what you're trying to convey to us, especially, in an online setting where it's sometimes a bit difficult to follow along because of sometimes technical difficulties or whatnot. So that is roadmap of a speech. 3, that is I. So for the I, it's introduce pauses as well as try to, shake up the vocal variety in your speech. So for pauses, I think one thing which many of us are guilty of, including myself, is sometimes you speak a bit too quickly. And once again, in an online setting, when you speak too quickly, it actually is harder to follow compared to in person. And so I think you might want to consider, just when you're speaking, introducing pauses as well. I think that might have been one reason why also I could not fully appreciate what you're trying to share with me, because there were times where I could not really follow what you were saying. And for vocal variety, not just having, and that's something also I'm guilty of, trying to have a different kind of tones in your speech so that you can engage with the audience, at the same time make your speech more interesting. So lastly, it's C, content of your speech. So I think all in all, it was a good choice, good topic to choose to do a speech on, because it's very relevant, trying to understand the world around us, trying to question things, and so to appreciate, why we do certain things, asking the question why. So I think that's something which all of us could relate to. And at the same time, also, you had personal relevant stories. For example, you talked about your mother saying that sometimes she finds you immature, and then Kobe Bryant, your idol. I think that was a good way of introducing stories into your speech. So it made the content more, it helped to build a connection with the audience. And at the same time also, I think it also is something which we all can take away at the end of the day, the content about how next time when we go about our things, also to ask why are we doing something. For example, we talk about Toastmasters. So why are we in Toastmasters? So even despite the fact there's online meetings, why should we still attend these meetings? So I think all this was very good and very well done. So all in all, it was a great speech. You are an engaging speaker, but I feel that there are certain areas which maybe you want to consider, such as maintaining better eye contact, and at the same time also having a better roadmap of your speech and having pauses once in a while to make it a great speech. Thank you very much, and I look forward to your next speech.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dhinesh, and we call this as the sandwich method. Well served sandwich to your speaker, I would say. Yeah. So now we are done with the evaluation session. Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, do we have the voting for the best evaluator? So everyone, please click again the link that's being shared and cast your vote to choose the best speech evaluator. This is best speaker. Am I getting the...
Are you getting the same one? The same
yeah,
one?
we are getting the same
Yes,
one,
sir.
I
We are
believe.
getting the same one.
Yeah, it is the same one. Or can we make, can we just text you, Zoom chat, because it's already 6 o'clock now. Can we do that, Brahmakumar sir?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so everyone, please send your vote to his direct Zoom chat. So let me go ahead with the technical report, right? Technical report. We have the tag team here. So let's welcome Toastmaster Low Chooi Ping from Nawam, Malaysia, from my home country. So Toastmaster Low Chooi Ping is a lawyer, and she's her experience about 30 years or so, and she runs her own law firm. She loves K-drama. Wow, that's exciting. And her favorite quote is, always think out of the box, be kind and be genuine. Over to you, Toastmaster Low Chooi Ping, to read out her grammarian's report.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Rathppriyah. Shall I call you Priya or Rathi?
Anything that you wish.
Right. Okay. For the language used today, the word of the day is priority. And I've noted that the word of the day is used by Toastmaster of the Day twice, the President once, Swarnlatha once. Selvi used it as prioritize, which is also acceptable. The quotes that are quotable in what I picked out is like from the first speaker. We learn best in moments of enjoyment. It is not necessary to be nice to please others. From DTM Brahmakumar, accolades that I can receive. When the student is ready, the guru will be there. I can see something in you that you can't see. From the Toastmaster of the Day, words like nurturing, roaring. From the about the timer, even talking about the millisecond. From Elangovan, you are not educated completely. You know, I think it's the tagline phrase there. You know, it's like you have to learn. And I like his words of confines, eons of revolution. And other phrases that I pick up is like, she learned all the critical skills to enhance her survival. The zoo represents a zone of comfort and the jungle a zone of learning. It is beyond the zone of comfort that you go, that you need, that leads to your self-actualization. Stories are powerful, you know, you can have limiting beliefs, self-fulfilling prophecy. A safety net was created, you know, the same net that kept you safe will actually give you limiting beliefs. Plus, further good usage, you work for the cause, the applause would follow. Live in the present, love your life. You only have one life. You can visualize they are cheering you on when you hear the boos. Whenever there is adversity, you can be consumed by it or you can overcome it. We can find our inner motivation within ourselves. Words like flawlessly, scintillating, fruit of wisdom. You walk through your fears repeatedly, spend more time in the jungle. And for improper usage, which are quite minor, but it's good for improvement, would be for the sake of applauding, for the sake of applause. Why are you not so focusing? Suggestion, why are you not focused? Why are Eric sharing something so personal? Should be, why is Eric sharing something so personal? Who really idoled him? Should be, who really idolized him? Why you are so immature? It should be in the question like, why are you so immature? And take up. You don't say take up a phone, you will say pick up a phone. And about she is a hard life, I think I could have misheard her. It's like she has or she lives a hard life. That is all that I have caught on the usage of English language. And back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lau. Well, grammarian role is one role that tried to escape every time, but I believe that being a grammarian is so important because you have to really observe, you know, you can always be a better better speaker as well. So thank you so much, Grammarian. You actually inspire me to take up the role as Grammarian for my next club meetings. Thank you so much. So moving forward, let's welcome our counter, and he's kind of strict guy. I've been seeing him try and take a picture of him. He's always a kind of thing. So let's welcome Toastmaster Lokesh Kadirmadi from Balsan's Edutainment Toastmasters Club, Malaysia. Well, he is an 18-year-old college student who loves writing and baking a little bit too much. His favorite quote, "An apple a day will keep anyone away if you throw it hard enough." Over to you, our counter.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. I'm Lokesh. I'm going to breeze through this really quickly because we don't have a lot of time. Let's start with the presiding officer first, who was also the second speaker for prepared speeches. Distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar, you made a total of 5 speech crutches, 1 2 ers, and 2 usage of duplicated words. Next, Toastmaster of the Day, Distinguished Toastmaster Rathppriyah Balsan, you made only 3 speech crutches, 1 1 1 so. Sergeant at Arms Susila Nair, 0 speech crutches. Well done. Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Shawn Kwee, 1 speech crutch, which is 1 Let's move to the prepared speakers. The first prepared speaker, Toastmaster Selvi, you only have made 1 speech crutch. The third prepared speaker, Toastmaster Eric Choon, 2 speech crutches, 1 and 1 so. My apologies, earlier, Toastmaster Selvi, you made 1 duplicated word. All right. Speech evaluators, Toastmaster Joseph Felix, you made 1 usage of so. Toastmaster Swarnlatha, 3 ers and 1 so, 4 speech crutches. Speech evaluator 3, Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar, you made 4 so's. Let's move on to the table topic speakers. The first table topic speaker, who is also our keynote speaker, Toastmaster Elangovan, only 1 usage of duplicated words. That's all. Table topic speaker 3, Mamata Rajiv, you made 4 speech crutches, 3 ers, 1 so. Yoga Lakshmi Srinivasan, 1 so, 2 duplicated words, and 1 okay, 4 in total. Elia Thambi Narasingan, 1 1 so, 2 speech crutches. That's it. Let's move on to timer. So far, 0 speech crutches. Grammarian, 2 1 total of 3. I think that's about it. Unfortunately, no, I missed out 1 person. No one truly escapes the R counter, myself included. I made 1 and 1 duplicated word, 2 speech crutches in total. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. I still remember when he told, do I need to take count into my speech crutches? I say, if you can do, it will be great. And guess what? And that's where he stands out of everyone else. So well done, our counter Lokesh. Moving forward, let's welcome our Toastmaster Nazneen from Bangalore. And she says that, I'm a voracious reader, love to travel and eat chocolates. Her favorite quote is, in this world of pretense, I choose to be an original. So let's hear her timer's report. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day. The evaluators, 1, that was Toastmaster Joseph Felix. He took 1 minute, 59 seconds, 01 milliseconds. The second evaluator, Swarnlatha, Toastmaster Swarnlatha, took 3 minutes, 20 seconds, 2 milliseconds. Evaluator 3, Toastmaster Dhinesh Kumar, took 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 milliseconds. The grammarian took 3 minutes, 50 seconds, 20 milliseconds. The R counter took 1 minute, 30 seconds. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. That was definitely a precise report from you. Now, it's time for me to finally pass the floor to our distinguished Toastmaster Brahmakumar. Well, back in our District 1 and 2, normally we have the TMD and then the GE. So that is why it's important when you play a role of a TMD or TMOD to quickly call the president of the club and ask them how is the culture of the club. So that is why Toastmaster does what they call Swarnlatha, right? Well, I'm not the GE. Nazneen, I'm the TMOD only. Okay, so let's put our hands together and welcome DTM Brahmakumar to give his closing address, presentation of certificates, as well as words of wisdom from his side. Over to you. Signing off.
Let me start with the appreciations. Our keynote speaker is no longer here, but I thank him. Maybe we can all give a clap to him for taking the time to come here and give us that fiery, voracious speech. Next, of course, we appreciate our Toastmaster of the day who made this a very lively session. Thanks a lot, Rathppriyah. She is a division director in Malaysia. And as you all know, a division director is extremely busy, but as a gesture of goodwill to Singapore, she has come all over here to help us. We also thank our table topic master for his interesting set of table topics. And if you notice, 2 of them were stories. I like the one about the mosquito very much. The Grammarian, of course, gave us top priority by coming here. And look at how she captured all the usage and the wrong usage of the English language. Well done, well done. Thanks a lot. She's from NEVM Toastmasters Club, which is an organization for empowering women. So women out here, it's about time you visit her in the future. Of course, guys, you also can visit the club and take a meeting role. Sergeant at Arms, I think it's the first timer, right? Toastmaster Day? See, the first time for her?
First time abroad. Here, she has done once in back in our club.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks a lot for helping us. I believe the same for the R counter. Thanks a lot, Lukesh, also for taking part of the table topics. So you have a very good way of a very good enunciation and pronunciation of the English language. And our timer so meticulously took times until beyond seconds. She said a word, I think it's millimeter, is it?
Millisecond.
Millisecond. My God, I've never heard of millisecond. That's really precise. The best speaker for today is Eric Choon. Eric, from Leng Kee Toastmasters. You did it, my friend. Best table topic speaker is our roaring tiger, Elangovan. Best evaluator is Dhinesh Kumar. And for those of you who do not know, he's also a practicing lawyer. Let me look at who is the best vote for blah, blah, blah. Okay, just as I thought. Yes, as I predicted. And who do you think got the best role today? The elegant, eloquent, and entertaining DTM Rathppriyah. Well done, well done. And in case you're not aware, she's actually from the media line. She does a lot of interviews, gives talks. In fact, it's an encyclopedia if you want to know about her. What I hear from Malaysia is they have a lot of things to say about her, and I hope she will visit more countries to spread her cheer. She made this whole meeting lively and entertaining and exciting. You know, I mean, if we come in the afternoon after eating our lunch, most of us would have fallen asleep. But no, not with her. You can see that a lot of drama and all that. Right now, she's wearing a cap also. See how she really knows how to entertain and keep the audience engaged and so on. Okay, that's it. Before I finish, I want to ask a few people who came here for some of their comments, such as Sushila. First time you came here. What is your views about this club?
Honestly, I think it is very.
You can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. I think every time I'm going to different Toastmaster club, and I feel every time is improving, and I feel yours is very good. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Anyone else? Nazneen, you have something to say?
Yes, it was a very enriching experience and an eloquent, impeccable session.
You'll make me go in cloud 9 ready, you see. How about Lukesh? This is the first time you're here, right? In Singapore. How do you feel about coming to Singapore?
It is my first time going to a club abroad, actually. And I actually really like the flow of the meeting, I would say. Maybe just the voting part was a little bit off. Zoom has its own voting features, which you can use that to make it easier and streamline the whole process. Apart from that, I would say it's all pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the meeting today, and I look forward to joining your meetings in the future.
You are a very eloquent speaker. Please train for contest. Please contest. Mamata, you got your turn now.
Sorry?
Yeah, thank you. Even I had a very different experience having attended this meeting today. And it was a completely different feel for me, and I enjoyed it. And every role that was played, they made it look like it is so easy, like it's not difficult. You really don't have to worry much to take up the role and do it. They made it look so simple and easy. It was a nice thing to watch around and experience it. Thank you.
Next, we shall ask Eric. Eric, is the first time you've come to my club. What's your view?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I really enjoy this wonderful moment, especially the great Toastmaster of the day. She really brought the hype. I really enjoy. I really learned how she conduct the meeting. Thank you, and wonderful evening with all of you. Thank you for voting me. Yeah, thank you, Kumar.
Next is Shawn from Jurong Town Toastmasters Club, a club that I also belong to.
Thank you, Kumar, for inviting. Yeah, this is also my first time to join the club, which have cross country. Yeah, I'm also a Malaysian, but staying in Singapore. So I think, yeah, you guys should drop by to Jurong Town Toastmaster as well. Yeah, thank you.
Next, our guest, Yoga Lakshmi from India.
Yes,
Eric
it
is also
was,
Malaysian. Sorry, Eric is also Malaysian. Okay, you can say now.
Yeah, it was a very, very great meeting. I enjoyed a lot. And the keynote speaker, Toastmaster Elangovan, is my brother. So that's how I came to know about, yeah, yes. And we both are in resonance. Because of him, I too joined in Toastmasters. And it's been a great session for me. A lot of learnings. And it's very happy to know celebrities like DTM Brahmakumar, DTM Rathppriyah. I'm very happy to be amongst you all, taking part in this wonderful session. Yes, and I hope to see you all again. And I really liked the picture session, and it was very innovative, and I hope we implement it in our Toastmasters Club also. And it's like a lot of learnings. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be part of this meeting.
Next, I'll ask our first time Toastmaster to our club. He just signed on today to become a Toastmaster of Cheng San. Our guest, Mr. Ravi. Mr. Ravi, could I have your opinion? You need to unmute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was good. It was kind of eye-opening for me. You know, the one thing that I admire here is, you know, the impromptu sessions where, you know, you get a topic. You know, I was lost when I saw the stories. You know, how was the day? The mosquito was asking, and everybody was clapping. I was like, what is going on? Oh, it's only then I realized, okay, so everybody was like trying to, you know, kill the mosquito, but then, you know, people have to look at the positive side. It took a little while for me to, you know, pitch in, understand. It is good. I think I like it. Yeah, that is the main reason I came here for. I want to improve upon my communication skills. Deliver, even if it's a negative thing, deliver it in a very positive note. I'm getting bashed up. Okay, so just a small story short. The reason I joined here is because I'm getting really bashed up by customers recently. So then I realized, you know, people saying that, you know, I'm pretty straightforward. So I thought I should develop my communication skills to deliver a negative message in a positive way. So yep. I mean, it was very nice. It was very informative. Thanks. I mean, I'm looking forward to this.
You're muted, Brahmakumar sir. You're muted.
We'll call Mr. Joseph Felix Benedict for his comments.
Thank you, Brahmakumar. It's nice to be serving in this club. Today, I really heard a very good speech, especially Elangovan. He was comparing the life of a jungle to the life of a comfort zone and all. It's very, very interesting. Over and above, the very jovial person is our Rathppriyah. I remember the Hollywood star Jerry Lewis, who used to make everyone laugh. So also the Rathppriyah. I want to ask one question to Rathppriyah. Rathppriyah, can I see you, please?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Yeah. Are you paying a membership for your beloved dog?
Paying
Because it is
membership?
all fee for your beloved dog is also attending the Toastmaster Club. Is it
You
attending a
saw-
guest? No, not only speaking, prepared speech.
Prepared speech. Because he got so annoyed, he went and he went and just trashed my things.
No,
Most
I'm
of the-
just kidding.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well,
You have
he
a
has
very
been-
lovely dog. What is its
Like-
name?
His name is Rudra, and guess what? I won once as best table topics because the topic was about pets, and he appeared on the screen, and I just made him a prop because I couldn't push him away during my time, so I just grabbed him and then I made him a prop. Make use of my invention.
Very nice. Will you able to attend our club, Passion Club, tomorrow? I can send you the link, same time, but it is only 1 hour, 1 and a half.
Ken, sir,
I'll send you if you
yeah.
feel like attend.
I
Can
have
see you in Malaysia.
Ken, I have a division council meeting, but no worries. Just give me a text. I will get back to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
And finally, we'll ask the grammarian for
So,
opinion.
dear
It's the first time
Brahmakumar-
she's here also. Sorry, she's the first time here from November.
Thank you, Brahmakumar, for having me here. It's an eye-opener to be in this club meeting here. A lot of good phrases being used, especially by our keynote speaker. So I really enjoyed his speech. You know, it's a lot of nuggets for us to actually to be reminded, which we are actually facing right now. We are in a comfort zone because we are like all locked down. So thank you for having me. It's really good. Yes.
And finally, okay, I have to call him because he was a former division director of S and a seasoned member of this club. Elia Tambi, over here. Over to you.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. So actually, I think it was a good meeting. Glad that everyone is able to attend. So in the past, before COVID, we used to have physical meetings, and there was food and refreshments and everything else. But now we have people from all over the world attending our meetings. So in adversities, we create opportunities. Back to you, Brahmakumar.
And with that, I end our meeting. If anyone wants to chat after this, we can chat. Let me stop the recording.